Hello, channel friends. Today, I'm here to share something truly unique. To fully immerse yourself in this experience, grab your headphones, find a comfortable spot, dim the lights, and close your eyes. This week, I'll tell you Martina's story, a tale of love, desperation, and tough choices. Martina found herself under immense pressure, forced into romantic encounters with powerful individuals to help pay off her family's mounting debts. But how did she get involved with Rubens and these influential figures? Stick around to find out. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button so we can keep bringing you gripping stories like this. Let's begin. Rubens Silva, a middle-aged salesman at an electronics store, was struggling under the weight of substantial debt. His financial troubles stemmed from years of impulsive spending and poor money management. Overdue bills and loans were piling up, leaving him anxious and sleepless. One evening, Rubens came home to find his wife, Martina, sitting at the kitchen table, clutching an eviction notice. Her tear-streaked face reflected the sheer weight of their predicament. "Rubens, what are we going to do?" Martina's voice trembled with fear and frustration. Though she had known their finances were tight, she never realized just how dire the situation was. Rubens embraced her, his voice filled with regret. "I'm sorry, Martina. I should have been more honest with you. I'll fix this, I promise." Martina clung to a sliver of hope but couldn't help asking, "But how, Rubens? How will we get through this?" The next day, Rubens suggested they attend a work gathering. Although skeptical at first, Martina eventually agreed, thinking a change of scenery might provide clarity. She dressed elegantly for the event, unintentionally becoming the center of attention. Martina's charm captivated everyone at the party, and Rubens, though proud, noticed her discomfort. Later that night, back home, their financial woes once again became the center of their thoughts. Despite Rubens taking on extra hours and Martina searching for work, their situation only worsened. The breaking point came when Rubens received a foreclosure notice from the bank, demanding payment within 30 days. Desperate for a solution, he turned to his boss, Mr. Lorenzo, for help. But his request for an advance was declined due to the store's own financial struggles. Just when all hope seemed lost, Rubens received an unexpected phone call. Mr. Lorenzo had a shocking proposal. His wealthy friend offered to pay off all their debts if Rubens allowed his wife to spend a night with him. The offer left Rubens reeling, caught between despair and disbelief. When he reluctantly shared the proposal with Martina, she was horrified but ultimately made a heart-wrenching decision. "If this is the only way out of our nightmare, I'll do it," she said with unwavering resolve. As the story unfolds, Rubens and Martina's choices lead them to confront their deepest fears and sacrifices. He turned to her, his expression heavy, and confirmed what she feared. "It's done. He guaranteed my rehiring but wants to meet you tomorrow night at his apartment." Martina nodded, masking her unease. "Everything will be fine, Rubens. We'll get through this together," she reassured him. When night came, Martina prepared herself to leave. Before walking out, she gave Rubens a faint smile, her eyes betraying her inner turmoil. "I love you, Rubens. We'll overcome this." As Rubens waited at home, time seemed to crawl. The thought of Martina in the presence of that vile man weighed heavily on him. The silence in their home was suffocating. Meanwhile, Mr. Lorenzo reveled in the situation. Having Martina in his apartment fueled his sense of triumph. He had admired her beauty and grace from afar and now, he felt in control. Martina, on the other hand, carried herself with dignity despite the circumstances. Her sharp intellect and elegance starkly contrasted with Mr. Lorenzo's sinister demeanor. His appearance reflected his character, a tall, hunched man with deep-set wrinkles and piercing eyes. "Martina, I'm glad you accepted my proposal," he said with a smug smile, offering her a glass of wine. Martina, her heart pounding, responded firmly, "Let's get this over with so my husband and I can move forward." Mr. Lorenzo laughed dryly. "I admire your straightforwardness," he said, stepping closer. Martina held her ground, though revulsion coursed through her. His cold touch made her want to recoil, but she stayed still. "You're brave," he sneered, trailing his hand down her arm. Martina endured the night, detaching herself mentally, focusing on the future she envisioned with Rubens. Lorenzo took every opportunity to assert his dominance, forcing her into humiliating situations. Despite the degradation, Martina maintained her composure, determined to protect her family's future. When it was over, Lorenzo dismissed her with a self-satisfied smirk. "Tell Rubens he starts on Monday," he said. Martina left quickly, relief mingling with sorrow. At home, Rubens embraced her tightly. "Forgive me, Martina," he whispered, his voice thick with guilt. Martina, tears in her eyes, replied, "We'll get through this. I did it for us." But the ordeal wasn't over. The next night, she met Antonio, Mr. Lorenzo's refined but equally manipulative friend. Despite his charm, Martina braced herself for another test of endurance. Antonio's calculated warmth and careful attention disarmed Martina. His compliments and gentle demeanor were a stark contrast to Lorenzo's cruelty. Over the evening, she found herself drawn to Antonio, caught between loyalty to Rubens and the unexpected attraction she felt. As their encounters continued, Martina became entangled in a web of conflicting emotions. Antonio's generosity and influence brought financial security to her family, but the guilt of her double life weighed heavily. Rubens noticed Martina's newfound confidence and happiness but attributed it to their improved circumstances. He remained unaware of her clandestine relationship. Despite the material comfort and passion she felt with Antonio, Martina struggled with her choices. She maintained the facade of a happy family while secretly yearning for the forbidden connection that made her feel alive. What do you think of Martina's decisions? Was Rubens right to initially allow this? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe and check out more videos on our channel.